Hey everyone, and welcome to the channel. Today I'm going to be doing a double review, and that's because I don't think I can get enough content out of these two figures individually. So today I'm going to be looking at the One Piece Run 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 Trafalgar Law and the Run 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 Sanji, and I'll be looking at them one at a time. So we'll start off with Law. So Law is the fifth release in the Run 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 series. Following the Uta and Yamato, we now have more characters that aren't Straw Hats than there actually are. Thankfully that is rectified soon, but it is a bit awkward having such a new line immediately branch out, because the rough concept of the Run 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 line is based on one of the end credit sequences from the original One Piece anime. And in that had the Straw Hats running. So it's a bit weird that they've taken the idea and run with it, quite literally, with other characters. And Law is just the next one released in that set. It is annoying that we don't have all the Straw Hats first and then branch out, but it is what it is. I'm not going to bother talking about the box or anything like that because it is very, very, very standard fare and there are no real gimmicks with this figure. So we'll look straight at the figure itself. So here is Law all set up. And it's a relatively simple figure. I mean, all the Run 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 figures are, but I think this one's a little bit more basic than the others, and I think that has to do with Law's own design as a child, which is just a long sleeve t-shirt, grey pants, as well as his iconic hat. And without that hat, you probably wouldn't know that this is Law, and I mean, that's kind of the point, that pretty much all the main One Piece characters are iconic based on headgear or hairstyles, so it works well enough. And you can tell that it's also Law due to the sort of like dead-eye expression that he has. All of the sculpt work and paint work is quite good. I believe the base is designed off of his destroyed town. I could be wrong, I'm not 100% sure. I am in Dressrosa right now as of reading the manga, but it's sort of hard to pinpoint if this is based on any specific moment or anything like that, beyond just like having Law with sort of destruction sort of fits him, I guess, just because of all the things he's caught up with as a kid. But anyway, the base is decent enough. There's a lot of rubble and a lot of stuff going on, but it's sort of hard to really tell what it is. It is one of the more detailed bases that we've had so far, but I don't think it's one of the best ones, just because it looks like just a mess of stuff. And again, hard to determine what it is. Law's face itself looks good. The hat looks really, really good as well. All of the Run 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 figures up until this point have had a ball joint in the neck, allowing the figure to sort of pose around a bit and change the expressiveness of the figure. For Law, it's a little bit more limited because his right hand is holding his hat, so you can only move the head so far before it sort of starts scraping against that or getting in the way. So you can't get as much out of this figure as you could the others, but you can sort of get him to look a little bit more to the side to give a little bit more expressiveness to the figure itself. So overall, it's pretty okay. It's not my favorite Run 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 by fair margin, but it's still a decent enough figure, and I do like Law as a character. But moving right along to Sanji. Sanji is almost the exact opposite of Law in terms of there's so much going on, but the message is incredibly clear, and I think that comes from being a Straw Hat, having him as part of that actual Run 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 end credit sequence. So here's Sanji all set up, and he looks really, really good. I wanted to talk about the base first on this one because I think it's the best base they've done so far for the entire line. So he's on Baratie, or Barati, depending on how you pronounce it, I'm not quite sure, but it's the floating chef ship. And they've used this really clever forced perspective sort of thing, and they've used the forced perspective quite a few times on this, but I think it only really works here, where the ship is exaggerated and shrunk in different ways, but you can clearly see all of the detail, and I think it works really, really, really nicely, and the colors are very vibrant and clean. But I think the best part is that the actual base that Sanji is running on is one of those extended flaps that Baratie has that Luffy and the gang fought on when it was Sanji's recruitment arc. And I think that was really, really clever because, again, that forced perspective really, really works, and it fits with the character and mood of the figure so well that I think it is easily the best base they've ever done for the entire line. And Sanji himself looks really good. He's wearing his little chef outfit, and it looks nice. All the detail work and paint work is good. I like the flowing elements of the actual outfit. And all of the detail on his hair and face are good. They've got his little squiggly eyebrow. All of the coloring is nice, and he has a free ball joint on his head, so you can change the expressiveness of the figure quite a bit by just rotating it around or angling it in different ways. And these two figures together are a bit contrasting, just because I think Law is a little bit too simple and Sanji is incredibly well done. And I think it unfortunately makes Law look a little bit worse than he probably should. And if this is the care and detail that's put into all of the figures, or only just the Straw Hats, it would be interesting, because the Nami and Robin coming up look good, but so do the Ace and Sabo, so only time will tell how far this line goes. I do really want us to finish up the Straw Hats as soon as possible, because it is getting a little bit annoying collecting so many of these, not knowing when I'll be able to complete a full set. But it is what it is. They're cheap enough, so it's not a massive deal breaker, but it's more so that I'm running out of space and I would like to complete the Straw Hats sooner rather than later. But it is what it is. And generally these figures are quite good. If you had to pick up one, I would say the Sanji. If you had to pick up any out of the line, I'd say the Luffy, just because it's Luffy and it's iconic. But overall, they're all pretty good releases. But that's pretty much it. I hope you enjoyed that video, and I will see you all next time.